Hey everybody, my name is Mike, and I've got a Battlefield 4 gameplay here for you playing on Operation Locker, sorry. And I'm playing TDM, which for some reason I'm playing TDM a lot in Battlefield 4, which I've never played in Battlefield before, so this is interesting. But I've got a gameplay here for you using the M4, I think, as a support. And I want to talk about two things. One is Halloween. One is why there was no Battlefield video on Tuesday. So I like to get the physical copies of games, and the stores didn't open until 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning, so I went to my local Future shop. They didn't have a PC version of Battlefield, so I went to Walmart. They didn't have any version of Battlefield, and then I went to the next nearest game store, which was EB Games or GameStop for anyone in America, and I got home around 10:45 in the morning and started installing the game. However, times have changed completely because nowadays using CDs to install a game doesn't exist. All you really need from the box, if you get it, is the CD key, and you put it into Steam or Origin, in this case Origin, and the game downloads. And that sucks because I think there's 3 CDs involved with Battlefield 4, and I couldn't use those to install the game and get to playing quicker because what happened was the game itself is a 24 gigabyte installation. And I was getting, the most I got was like 4 megabytes a second, and then the least I got was like 100 kilobytes a second, usually was around 1 megabyte a second. And I was downloading Battlefield 4 from around 11 in the morning to about 6 in the afternoon, and it was so frustrating because I just wanted to install the game off the disc, but I couldn't. And so I really regretted not just pre-ordering and preloading the game, because that would have saved me so much damn time. And then once I finally got to playing, the streaming service, or the streaming software, OBS, Open Broadcast Software Service, whatever, that I used to stream wasn't working. Because Battlefield 4 is so intensive on the CPU that I had to fiddle around with the settings to even get it to work properly. And I couldn't get it working yesterday, so I tried a little bit more today, and I finally figured out something. I decided to take my streams from being 60 FPS to 30, and that seemed to work good. And that's what I'm recording right now. This is footage from my stream. Hopefully it's good. I don't think it looks that bad. It looks pretty good. So, and all the settings in this video are on high because I know if I could run ultra with streaming. I know I can run ultra without streaming, but with streaming it's here or there. It's really up to what's going on in the game. But let's talk about Halloween for a bit. It's Halloween today. And Halloween is probably my favorite day of the year. And a lot of people call it a holiday. It's not really a holiday, I don't think, so I'm not going to call it a holiday. But Halloween's my favorite day of the year because it was made for two reasons only, and they were the best reasons in the world. The first reason is to scare the shit out of people for no reason and just not get people not think you're an asshole. That's so genius. The second reason is to get free candy. I guess if you're a kid, and that's something I want to talk about too later on. But those are the two main reasons Halloween exists: to scare people and get free candy. And I guess I'll talk about that now. The fact that there's kind of like an age limit on Halloween really disappoints me, or at least trick-or-treating, not Halloween, because I love trick-or-treating. I think I went trick-or-treating up until I was about 17 or something like that, and was it 17? I don't know. I was still in high school. I think I had grade 10 or 11 or something. I was like the last year I went trick-or-treating. And I would go trick-or-treating, but I just don't want to go alone not because it's awkward and stuff, but because it'd just be so boring, you know? Like, going alone and not having anyone to talk to. It would be great because of the free candy, but I mean, it's just so much better if you have someone to go with. And no one wants to go with me anymore because everyone's like, oh, we're too old to go trick-or-treating. It's like, no, we're not. Like, we just put on a mask and no one will be able to tell how old we are. We could be the tallest 5th graders they've ever seen for all they know. Like, there's no age. I don't think there should be an age limit. And it sucks because nowadays everyone just wants to go to like a Halloween party, you know, a dress-up party, whatever. And that's cool. That's fine. That, by all means, I'm down. But I mean, I want to go trick-or-treating first and then I'll stop by your party. Is what I'm saying, because I would love some free candy. Like, who doesn't like, I don't know why, and anyone who just doesn't, like, people who just don't trick-or-treat anymore because they're older and they're like, oh, that's kid stuff, I don't like trick-or-treating. It's like, you're a liar. You are a straight up liar. You are saying, basically what that person is saying is, I don't like free candy, and that's wrong. That is, I don't believe anyone who says that. And scaring people is super fun, and that's probably one of the things that I loved doing most. I think the last costume I had where I went trick-or-treating, I was like a zombie, and I had like a mask with long hair, and like I had like this chest thing with like my guts spilling out and stuff. It was wicked. And like I put on the limp every once in a while, and I do this thing where I would stare at people, and I would just kind of tilt my head slowly, and everyone would freak out about it. And I loved it. I love Halloween and scaring people, creeping people out, and that's why I really wish my job was to work at like a haunted house or something, because that would just be awesome. Like I would just be able to scare people and creep people and stalk people and make people scream out of fear for a living. That would be so cool. And I think the one thing I hate, okay, there's one thing I hate being the victim of, but one thing I love doing is when people will dress up in a costume and they'll kind of pretend to be like a lifeless statue on their front porch, and you walk up and you're like, is this real? Is this thing real? I don't know if this thing is real. We can't do this. And I can't tell you, like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've done that, and I've been so terrified to go up to a house, and I just wanted to get out of there so fast. I remember one year on my street, me and my neighbor went trick-or-treating, and there was this, I think it was a scarecrow who was sitting on the front porch of a house, and for about 5 minutes I was like, dude, no way, I can't go there, it's too creepy, it's real, it's gotta be real. And so both of us kind of slowly crept up. It was like a bowl, and that's the worst thing, is the guy had a bowl in his lap, and you just got like a take your own candy thing going. And I was like, no way, I can't do this. So at about 5 minutes, we slowly creep up, and we grab the candy, and then we're like, okay, I think we're good. And then dude scares the shit out of us, and I will never forget how loudly, is that a word? How loud I screamed, how emasculated I felt, and how much I wanted to cry. But when I do that to other people, it is just the most rewarding feeling in the world. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a safe and fun Halloween. I love your faces. I'll see you tomorrow.